Welcome back. Welcome. How's everybody doing? Alright, we got a lot to talk about. Alright, we got some stuff to talk about that I would like to be in your pathway here. So just one moment. Let me do that. Alright, welcome. Just checking in. How are you doing? I am doing fine. How are you? We're going to be talking about this complex system. I'm going to try and make it a little bit better on what still needs to be planned out and what we could be looking at, because there's still some little bit of different, there's still a lot of actually difference with the next two systems. And I know we've been having a lot of chatter in the weather world, in the weather rooms, about this. So I do want to kind of explain a little bit on what scenario is looking likely to play out and what scenario could still play out and what could be the bust. So pretty much the middle, the low end, and the high end of this storm. And the high end, this thing has a very, very high ceiling. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? It's 2:47 for me, and right now I got college today. Nice. You're good, man. You're good. Yeah, I can hear you fine. Good. So we have some stuff to talk about, and I'm going to try and explain it here. I am okay, so this is the latest her. Latest her likes the idea of a snow event. Okay, this is the NAM. Okay, NAM really likes the snow event. Alright, we'll have to see how this continues to show. So, this is the first model here. This is the 0Z. This was the 18Z of the NAM. It was kind of wanting a bit of a nor'easter here. Clearly, you could tell this was the NAM. You have to remember, each run from now, it's going to get a little bit better with the NAM. But the NAM had our coastal low kind of in a weak coastal low here. It did bring some scatter snow and even gusty winds across the inland areas, but it wasn't so much concentrate in the center of where the low pressure is. And in this scenario, we had more of a positive tilted trough. It wasn't digging like this. So we didn't see as crazy snow as like we should in a nor'easter, but we did get a little bit of snow in the 18Z. The 12Z run of the NAM looked like promising a bit. It definitely wanted to spin it up a little bit more negative. And then this is the latest 0Z, showing more of that upper level low getting into it. And we have to remember, this is going to be a very windy pattern too. You have to remember, this is going to be at millibar pressure heights of 986 up here. So we're going to have a pressure gradient, and we have a 1034 high right here. So this is really making some very, very strong winds back in here. You could kind of see where these close isobars are. Look how windy it is, especially over here, where I'm marking very, very strong winds, probably up to 60 miles an hour. And this is kind of the cold front, but at the same time, we got a high pressure back out in here that's bringing some moisture up in here. So do we get a nor'easter? I don't know fully just yet. There's a lot of complex to this forecast that I can't promise just yet, but it does like the idea of getting now some rain, some snow all the way in here. And look at that, you guys. We now got a neutral phase here on the 0Z. So from the 18Z NAM to the 0Z, it's showing a bit of a more of a promising, and then it even tries to go negative. And right here, we get the snow event. Look at that. This is when it starts to go just a tag negative. Boom, right there is when it's just about to go negative. We got a Coastal lows spinning up here. We got some moderate to heavy snow in the inland areas, with some rain along the shoreline in the beginning. But we're going to have to wait and see on how this all plays out. This is getting into the time frame where we are really going to have to continue to watch this. And do we get into a bigger snowstorm than expected? In my odds, I just don't know fully. There's a lot of differences in the tracking, and I cannot promise it. I do believe we are going to get some snow. So, the latest icon model here has, this was the 18Z. We're waiting on the 0Z now coming out on Pivotal, but it's a little bit more different. This is the upper level low. We got snow back in here. Yep, pretty good snow back in the Appalachians and Great Lakes. This is our low. It's kind of really not strong at all. And what we see here is an area of low pressure that does develop, but more up in the New England area. And we really don't see that full takeover. And then we do see the icon doesn't really support a storm. It's kind of more of a hidden one, and then it's out of here. Can't promise the icon. It's not the best model once again, but I feel like we have to wait a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think we're just going to have to wait a little bit more for some data to come out. The latest European here didn't really want to support anything on the 18Z. It is interesting. We do get a low pressure to form off the Carolinas. The only issue is here is this is the trough back in here, right? First off, the trough is way far back. The low pressure is already here. So that's already not a good sign if you want a nor'easter out of the 18Z. You have to remember, the 18Z is never the best model to look at because it doesn't use fresh data. But it does try to get some weird, I don't think this is going to happen like this, in my opinion. Some inner low to do something like that. I just don't believe it. I just think this is a little bit off because, I mean, you got a positively kind of tilted trough. We got more of a cold front scenario here with a snow on the back end. I'm not promising that. And then it kind of tries to combine up in New England. Does something weird. I don't really want to follow the European on this. It's a little bit interesting. The 12Z had more of a snowstorm. It developed it right off the coast, and boom. You get a couple good 3 to 6 inches with some really windy conditions here with a 988 millibar low and even some whiteout conditions into the city and then out. The run before the 12Z was the 6Z, and it had another weird scenario. The year has been a little bit more on the weirder side of things. The APHIS, on the other hand, believes in a little bit more of a robust nor'easter. It has your snow back in PA, New England, inland areas, 993. But also, the trough is just more of a positive. So, looking back on the runs with this, I don't know. From yesterday to today, things have kind of became a little bit worse for the European AI. The AI model has kind of trended away a little bit from the nor'easter, but you guys have to remember, we're still 4 days out. We're still 4 to 5 days out. Doesn't mean it can't happen. This is the AI GFS. It likes the idea of the slow to form off here. It has a good sense, a little bit better in the latest run, but it's also, boom. It really tries and goes negative here, but it kind of struggles, and then it really tries to collide here with a little bit better of a nor'easter signal on the 18Z than the previous run. So they're still up in the air on what could happen in this scenario. The GFS, honestly, is another weird model. It does support that first low, and then it gets that secondary low. You see how it kind of stays here. Now we're talking about a negatively tilted trough. Low pressure's right here. We got snow beginning right here. It's kind of a late form of a nor'easter. And then clearly what happens here as you keep taking this out, it does become a monster, but it is way offshore. I mean, it's not even at the 40 benchmark that you want to see. But it does bring light to moderate snow across New England, some gusty winds. And I mean, it's different. I don't know if I can promise it. And then it really robust up in the New England area. And then this is the secondary low where I don't understand this here. I'm not even buying the GFS either because it's been showing the same picture, but it's a little bit more different. I'm waiting on the 0Z and tomorrow's runs out of the GFS. Kind of the model's been really weird on the system, but the second system is where I don't get. The GFS on 12Z, the model runs on the second storm has been changing so dramatically. On the latest 18Z, doesn't even show a storm on the second storm, but it does show a weird South Carolina, and the pattern looks really good going into the end of January with some more snow chances. So don't just say it's over. I'm not saying it's over just yet, but I'm not liking the idea of the latest model data today. It's kind of really been confusing in my eyes, and I can't really promise what could happen. Any questions right now about this? Because if you guys have any questions, I wouldn't mind answering some. The latest GFS has actually been doing pretty good. Can't lie. The GFS ensembles are coming in pretty hot. It really likes to, some of these ensembles now really blow up like 1, 3, 2, 5, 9, 8, like 7, you know. Even Model 6, Model 13, 15, 12. I mean, most of the models are really supporting some big snow. I mean, some decent, sizable snow potential here compared to the 12Z and the model before. So, things are in some way of, I would say from yesterday to today, the confusion's still there, pretty much. I don't see much different, to be honest with you. I just don't. I'm kind of waiting on some of the 0Z model runs, but they won't be ready until like 11. So, why is today's runs not looking so good, right? I don't know. I mean, look, we do get a low here, but I want you guys to take a look at GFS. For example, the trough axis goes in like this, kind of. It kind of actually goes in like this, where it's kind of a neutral phase right here. Your low pressure is right here. For this to be better, this needs to be going more like this. And the low has to be more like here. That's the way you're going to get a big nor'easter. Alright? And the GFS here on the latest GFS, it tries it. I mean, it really does. It really gets a little bit negative here. I mean, look at that. Right there. Now it's starting to intensify a little bit more. But first off, your low's over here. If it was right here, we'll be talking about a bomb snowstorm right here. That's why I'm not throwing it off the table just yet. Because it is so close. It is a very close call, my friends. If you want big snow, it's a close call. And then boom. It gets negative just a little bit too late. On the 18Z. Look at that. Boom. Negative. Now you got a low. For this to, for the 18Z to show a monster blizzard, the low needs to be at least over here. And you got a monster New England blizzard. I mean, it is, it takes, very little changes. No. All right. So, it's any questions, anyone? Does anyone have any major questions that we would like to discuss here? Because I'm trying to show you guys the pattern. We're going to look at some other. So, just give me one moment here. All right. And then this is the latest GFS. All right. So we kind of see that trough and then just a little bit too late. All right. It's a close call. When we take a look at the 12Z here, I want to show you guys the difference on the GFS. Then we'll take a look at the European and stuff. Hey, the meteorology kid. Look at that. Boom. Where is it? Boom. It's just right there. But look. You see how it's when this happens here, it's not as good. It's still a bit of a neutral / positive, and your low is right here. But on the latest run, it's a little bit more like this. So you get more of that slant. And, every little angle measurement is very important in this case because it could really pop out a nor'easter if it really wants to. But it's a close call. We're going to have to wait another day for some more model data. The European, I mean, I don't know what it's doing. It's too positive. It's neutral. Like, see how close this is? I mean, it is neutral here. We got strong jet streaks here for a low. I mean, you get this piece of energy up here to collide right here. You got a monster snowstorm. It's so crazy to me on how different this is. And then it goes negative. But guess where it starts to strengthen here when it goes negative? Up in already Maine. So your big snows are more up in here. That's why I want to keep watching every model, every run. Because this is a close call, my friends. Very, 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 very close call. And this could kind of go either way here. And right now, it's too close of a call to just throw away just yet. Because the model data on the NAM, like you said on NAM, look what take this with a grain of salt here, but NAM really pops out some good snow. You can already see it. We got some good snow beginning out of the NAM model. Okay? It's really, really, really good chances. And then this is the 18Z. It's more of a inland event in my eyes. It's a way more inland event. We don't even see that much. So, you guys, that's kind of going to wrap it up. I'm going to have to let you guys go. I have to get ready, go to sleep. And I will be doing another live stream tomorrow. So, stay tuned. This is Tropical Tidbits. Here also the website if you want to keep an eye on tonight's models. I hope I kind of explained a little bit. I knew it wasn't going to be a long stream, but I hope everybody enjoys and has a great night. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow on the latest thinking of what the latest data is. For big snow, you need that negative tilted trough. And you need these two pieces of energy just a little closer. I'm telling you. If you guys, just one last thing. Look at the differences with the 18ZGFS. You have the monster of a blizzard looking like of this. Remember yesterday we had, some really, really good snow on some of the model data. You go back into 12Z. Look at that. Boom. Remember this from 12Z? Look at the 18Z. It's just a little further off the coast. So it is really of a close call here, my friends, of something big. And I want to see the latest 0Z on the Icon, GFS, Canadian, European, the ensembles, and then regroup in the morning when the 6Zs come out on